All right, guys. So POB 2022 has ended, right? Um, I want to know how it was for you guys. Leave a comment, right, in the comment section. This is my reaction video to the POB paper. Um, Remember, this is a reaction video, not going to give answers or anything like that, right? But I'll tell you what I think about the paper, and you can tell me what you think about the paper in the comment section, and also tell me how you think you did, right? So let's look at this paper, right? Um, 2022 paper, right? So my initial reaction when I saw it, I thought, especially the first question 1A, right? I thought that this was, pretty good, right? Asking you about types of research data, right? I think that was good. 2 marks. They start from simple, right? Which is how you are supposed to do it, right? I saw that they asked for one source of the type of data identified, which was pretty easy, right? You should be able to manage that. 4 reasons why Joanne may want to set up her own business. They're really asking you about 4 reasons why you'd want to start a business. This is pretty simple stuff, right? So you guys should be getting this. This is something that you'll probably learn from third or fourth form. So this should be pretty simple for you, and that's 4 marks, right? No big writing as yet. This is just simple writing, and you are already have 8 marks, right, out of the first 20. So that's good. So question 1 so far is going fine, right? Then it asks, outline 3 steps that Joanne must take in setting up her cosmetic business. They're really asking you about the steps in starting a business, which again, for me, I think it is an appropriate question. It is not that difficult, right, for 6 marks, right? And so, you're going to talk a little bit about the steps right there for the 6 marks. So that's what, 8 and 6, that's what, 14. All right, so good so far, right, with question 1. Then the last part of question 1 says you're supposed to explain one benefit of short-term planning, one benefit of long-term planning to the successful operation of a business. This question will take a little bit more, what should I say, critical thinking. You'd have to think about it, right? You know generally what planning does to the operation of a business, right? But now you have to think about it in terms of short-term and long-term planning. So this question was a step up in terms of difficulty, right? But an average POB student should be able to manage this question. So my overall reaction to question 1, I was like, okay, this is very good. Question 1, everybody should be able to pass question 1. You should be able to at least get about 14 or 40, at least 14 marks out of the 20. So question 1 was good. All right. And then question 2 now begin to talk about contracts. It's been a while since I've seen an entire question though on contracts, right? I think the last time I saw it was 2010. I'm not sure. I don't want to tell any lies. I can't remember right now, right? But it's good to see a contract question coming on the paper, right? And I like how they started. Define simple contract, very easy, all right? Then they move to ask about 3 characteristics of a specialty contract. Now, this may be tricky for some persons, right? If you overlook, right, some elements of specialty contract, right? I don't want to give it the answer as yet, but this question was not that difficult. I mean, question 2A2 was not that difficult, all right? At least you're supposed to be able to get 3 marks out of this 6, all right? Right? Yeah. All right. So question 2B, it says outline what is meant by each of the following conditions conditions of offer and acceptance in relation to a contract. We're talking about, they ask about offer and counter offer. These are basic concepts that you should know if you do if you study contracts, right? And I did have that in my video as well. So these questions are pretty simple. I think everybody should get these 2 marks, right? Yeah. And then they ask why, one reason why a contract may be terminated or discharged. I think this was pretty simple as well, basic stuff, right? Once you at least listen or watch my video, on contracts, you would have gotten this, right? And then they talk about this question, 2D, right? They give a scenario and then they ask you to state the legal term used to describe the situation that has occurred between Doris and Mark. I think this question was a bit ambiguous. I don't know. It was not clear enough, right? But I get what they were asking, right? I get what they were asking, but I don't think it was clear enough. I think they could have done better in asking what they were asking, because it can be misleading for some students, right? It's just one mark, just the same, so it's no big deal, right? No love lost, right? So question 2D2 that asks you to state 3 actions that could have been taken by either Doris or Mark. This again, I think it's pretty much common sense, this part, right? So you may not see in a textbook actions that can be taken in this situation per se outrightly, right? But you can read and you can probably deduce it, right? But I think this question was fairly simple, just the same. And then the following question asks you to recommend 2 ways, right? I think if you think about it critically, then you should be able to answer, right, pretty easily, right? So question 2 was not that difficult, just for that one question that I think was a bit ambiguous, that I think that they could have asked the question in a different way. But apart from that, I think question 2 was good. I think the average business student, right, should be able to get more than 10 marks on this question, like with ease, right? So question 1, question 2 for me was easy. I think you guys should do well on it. All right, the case was not difficult. It was a very simple case. All right, question 3. We're over now into production, section 5, right? So question 2 was section 4 of the syllabus. Question 1, right? Question 1 was section 3 of the syllabus, and so question 3 now is section 5 of the syllabus. So cottage industry, right? They're asking about characteristics of cottage industry. I did that in my video, right, a couple days ago. So I'm so happy for you guys. You must be smiling. This question was easy. Everybody should get that 4 marks, right? 2 examples of products manufactured by cottage industries in the Caribbean. We are all Caribbean people, right? You should get these 2 marks, right? Outline 1 way in which the stakeholders in the tourism industry may benefit from cottage production. They're really asking you about the benefits of cottage industry, which I think, come on, we did it in the video, so you should get the 2 marks for that. All right, so far so good, nothing too difficult. All right, and what I like so far though is that they're sticking to the broad topics that they gave, right? So that's good, right? So differentiate between primary production and secondary production. I mean, this I went through this in my video. This again is pretty much recall, right? If you know what primary production is and secondary production is, then you should be able to differentiate between both of them. So easy 4 marks. Outline 1 benefit of increased capital on the growth of a business, right? I did look at this as well in my video, right? So you should be able to get that 2 marks right there. And then we go to question 3E. Explain 2 ways in which linkage industries assist in the economic development of a country. They're really asking you about the advantages of linkages, which I also looked at in my video, right? So you would just talk about it here. And because it's really 6 marks and you see the amount of lines that they gave, you're going to write a little bit, right? So at least 4 sentences per point, right, should get you those 6 marks as long as your points are correct. All right, so again, I think this is okay. This is a good question. Question 3, pretty much recall, nothing too hard about it. I think question 3 was okay. Yeah, I think it was pretty easy, right? Pretty easy. Question 4. Question 4 started off lovely, right? I mean, this is a distribution chain, right? So it's not hard. It's just four elements in the distribution chain, and they give you 2 already. So it's just easy, right? I'm just so tempted to just say what the answers are, but I'm not going to do it. I don't want to throw off anybody's evening or throw off your summer, right? There'll be a video where I discuss the answers, but don't worry, I'm not going to mess up anybody's evening. All right, so the other question says, describe the function of any 2 links in the distribution chain, right? So again, this is simple recall. You're just going to talk about any two links in the distribution chain, right? And I think this was pretty simple, basic stuff, right? List 4 forms of technology used in logistics and supply chain operation. I spoke about this in my video, right? And you guys are young people, right? You are supposed to be able to know um, 4 types or 4 forms of technology that are used, right? So this, I think, was okay as well. Nothing too difficult there. Outline 2 benefits of information technology to logistics and supply chain operations. I looked at ICT, right, in a video in my recording yesterday, right? So this was supposed to be very easy for you guys, right? And then part D of question 4 would have posed maybe a little challenge. Right? The first part was talking about problems that you can encounter in distribution, and part 2 is asking about how you would solve these problems that you encounter in distribution. Simple thing. I don't think it was anything difficult. It may take a little bit more brain power to just think about the solutions, but they are there in my video, in my recording as well, in my video, that you if you look at it, you would see it, right? So it should be easy for those students who would have watched my videos, right? So for these 20 marks, I believe for question 3 and question 4, I think everybody should pass these these 2 questions easily, like easily, right? Once you studied, you should have been able to pass these easily, right? And then we move to, so section question 4 rather would have been section what is it, 9 of the syllabus, yes. And then question 5 now, yes, question 5 would have been section 10, right? So it says define the term unemployment. I think this question was just, very easy. Come on, it's unemployment, right? And then they talk about 3 types of unemployment. Now, the types of unemployment, when I saw it, I was like, oh no, right? Because I remember, I don't remember going through types of unemployment, right? But it's 3 marks. So for those persons who would have known the different types of unemployment, kudos to you, right? I did not remember or recall going through with my students or with you guys. So if you had read outside and if you had gotten help from your teachers, read the types of unemployment, then that is good. You're talking about your seasonal, your frictional, your structural. All right, and I'm going into the answers already. All right, let me stop. All right. So the next one that says outline one way in which a government can assist in reducing unemployment. I think this is a pretty common sense type of question, right? As well as the other question, why do Caribbean nationals migrate? Right? We spoke about that in section 5, right, where we talk about migration, right? So this is easy. All these questions so far are easy, except the types of unemployment question. That probably would have been a little bit challenging. All right. All right. Then the next part of the question 5, it says, outline one negative effect of Caribbean countries when their citizens migrate. I think this was so easy, right? We look at migration and we look at the effects of migration, right? Then part C of question 5 asks you to define the term foreign investment. Though I did not have anything in writing on foreign investment, I remember speaking to it in my last video on section 10, right? I remember speaking to it. So if you watched my video today and it should, in its entirety, maybe you would have picked up what I said about foreign investment. And then it asks you to explain 2 ways in which foreign investment could have a positive impact on the Caribbean country. Again, I think this was not too bad at all, right? Very simple stuff, very basic stuff, right? And that was the end of the exam. This year's POB exam, I must say, was very manageable, very manageable, right? I think the a lot of students are going to do well. A lot of students are going to pass, right? You're going to pass. And so I think it was very manageable. As long as you watch my videos, or if you had watched all of my videos, right, on the broad topics, then this should be a breeze for you. All right. So go and enjoy. Well, I don't want to say enjoy, but Take the time to relax, reflect, and prepare for your next exams. All right? I'll see you. Prepare for OA tomorrow. God bless. Wow, good.